Okay, this will be my second clip of Royal Enfield 500 Asbo 36. We've already seen my first attempt at starting it, which went pretty well considering. Since that film, I've checked the ignition timing by strobe, and I found that it was a little over advanced, so I just backed it off a little bit, and it's run for probably a full 10 minutes, I suppose, since the last video was made. It's already loosened up a little bit, and I've managed to back off the tick over on the carburetor adjuster. As I said in my last video, we've got an aluminium cylinder barrel shortened by 2mm. We've got the American made Hitchcock's 9:1 piston, which I think with this combination and shortening the barrel is probably giving not far off 10:1. We've got a 32mm Mark 1 concentric there, and I've ported the cylinder head. The cylinder head could take up to a 36mm carburetor if required. We've got the Hitchcock's FSE, which I believe are the full race cams or fast road cams in there, but I've retarded the inlet cam by 1 tooth, and I've also advanced the exhaust cam by 1 tooth, so the dots on the cams are actually 2 teeth out of step now. My main reasons for doing this were making sure that the valves were kept well away from the piston, especially with the shortened barrel, but there's other reasons as well, including increased mid-range and top-end power, and less tendencies towards pinking and so on with such a high compression ratio. We've got a 107 needle jet and a 240 main jet in this one, same as in Asbo 35, which is there behind it. And we're just going to start it up again now. It's hot, so I won't need any choke or anything. We've seen it start first off from stone cold, and that went well enough. So I'll just put the fuel on, the ignition on, put the camera out the way. I also like to be able to kickstart them when they're warmed up, like this one is, without touching the throttle. If you can just kick it and go straight into a tick over, you know that your settings are good. So let's see, I'll try it. It's been a few minutes since it was running. I'll keep my hands off the throttle. There we are. Now, with such a high compression ratio and hot cams set to a very racing timing and the Gold Star silencer, I'm very happy with that tick over. I wouldn't want to try and get it any slower than that. I don't like a really slow tick over. I prefer something like this, especially if I try to slow it down much with valve timing, etc. it will probably stall. So we'll leave it as it is, running nice and smoothly and quietly and steadily. The wet sumping has cleared, and I think, subject to checking the tyre pressures and a few other things and making sure there's enough fuel and oil in it, we'll be ready to go out on the road and have a little test run in the very near future. And I've also got to ride number 35 again, so we'll perhaps do a back-to-back soon. But that's rounded the working week off for me anyway. We've got good ignition timing, good carburetor settings, certainly good base settings to start off with and take it up the road and see how it goes. So I'm very happy with that, and I think that's where I'll leave it for the weekend. Let's make sure it wasn't a fluke. Hands off those handlebars. good easy starter and straight into a nice smooth steady tick over. I'm very happy with that, and I think that's where we'll leave it until it'll be time to go out and take it up the road, and that will be in the very near future, all being well. And that's where we'll leave it for now. Very good, I'm happy with that.